Hi, I'm Mike Harper with Wine Gourmet here in Roanoke. I'm a certified specialist of wine, and I'm here to give you the skinny on Primeur. That is the purchase of Bordeaux and other wines as futures before they're available in bottle. Futures are a great opportunity for you as a drinker of wine to purchase great wine while it is still in barrel. It's not yet been bottled and won't be available for some time yet, probably a year to a year and a half for most of these bottlings. But you can buy it now at a price that would be considerably less, in most cases, than it will be at the time it's released. I've spoken about the 2009 year in Bordeaux. It is supposed to be one of the great years. Oddly enough, we've had a very lucky run in the last 10 years of three very significant vintages. Usually these things are much more spaced apart than they have been. Perhaps it's an effect of global warming, I don't know. But the world is very excited about the 2009 fruit. It showed enormous promise, and now as it's been in barrel and had an opportunity to be tasted by the great wine makers and the great wine critics of the world, they are assessing it as a fantastic vintage, perhaps a rival of the 2000 or even the 1961 vintage, which is absolutely legendary. So the 2009 is a very significant opportunity. At any rate, really, just the slightest bit of legwork will tell you about, there's lots of people out there talking about the 2009 Bordeaux vintage and what a great vintage it is. The great debate seems to be whether not whether it's a good vintage or a really great vintage. That's it. The debate really seems to be whether or not it's close to the 2005, which was a fantastic vintage, or close to the 2000, which was an absolutely spectacular vintage. A wine that we had on the shelves called Chateau d'Agassac. Now, it was available to people who were buying it on Primeur at $22.09 per bottle. That was their average cost. They had to buy a case, but the average cost was $22.09 a bottle. When we put it up here on the shelf, it was $45.99 a bottle. That's a huge difference, more than double the cost. We also had someone who bought one of the great Bordeaux, and we hope we'll have an opportunity to get futures on that as well. She paid something in the neighborhood of $500 for her bottle, but upon release, it was in the neighborhood of $1,100 to $1,200 for someone's cost. So you can see from these Bordeaux futures or on Primeur is a great opportunity to get some of the great wines of the world and get them at a price that's not anywhere near as painful as would be later on. A wine critic named Robert Parker began trying to place wines on a scale, much like a grading system in school, and he rated them from 1 to 100, though as a matter of practicality he doesn't rate anything less than 65. At that point it's an absolute failure anyway. I guess water might be a 1. At any rate, on the Parker scale, which others have adapted and used, and they may vary slightly from how they would rate it, anything that is 80 to 89 is an excellent wine. Any wine which is 90 to 95 is an outstanding wine. And anything that is 95 or above is considered a classic. All classic wines are collectible wines, wines which will last and offer you great rewards in their consumption. Yeah, we have several futures that are scored in that are given the sort of early scores that are 95 to 96. And those are among the 50 that we're offering here. The wines that we're going to have available, you can go to our website. We're going to have there's a document on there that lists all the wine by the chateau and its area, and we have them in cost order, but you feel free to prowl through. I think one of the great opportunities is a wine called Chateau Côte Montpezat. It comes from the Côte de Castillon over here in the right bank of Bordeaux. Côte de Castillon is right in this section. It's going to be primarily a Merlot. It is being rated in the barrel by some of the great critics of wine in the 91 to 93 range, I believe, or 91 to 94 point range in this case. Most of these will increase over time as they almost never are left at the bottom end of the rating spectrum. They're given a range of ratings right now because they're still in barrel. It's very difficult for a critic to classify it very specifically. It's a wine that's growing and evolving, and it still has a lot of stuff left to do. But the range that it's been given is 91 to 93 points, and it's going to be available for only $24.17 a bottle. It's $290 for a case, and then your average cost per bottle comes down to $24.17. Another one is Chateau Lilian Ladouis. That's a Santa Steph. Santa Steph is over here on the left bank of the Gironde River, and because of that, we know that it's going to be primarily Cabernet Sauvignon with Merlot and Cab Franc. And this is 92 to 95 points. Its per case cost is $300, which gives you an average bottle cost of $29.58. That's a stunning price for something that rates that high. We have other 95-point wines in the store, and they're selling in the $100 a bottle range. Chateau Godot is also an excellent one. That comes from Saint-Emilion, which is over here near the Côte de Castillon. Saint-Emilion has has cru bottlings and Grand Cru bottlings. Grand Cru is a significant step above the standard cru. This is a Grand Cru bottling, the Chateau Godot. It is selling en primeur at $470 a case. That's $39.17 a bottle, and that is a 93 to 96 point wine. That, again, is just an extraordinary opportunity. If buying a case is not too dear, you've got a great chance to get some terrific wines that you would normally be able to get about maybe 4 to 5 bottles at this for that kind of money. Here you're getting an entire case, 12 bottles for the same amount. So right now we have about 50 different bottlings that are going to be available to us. We expect to be able to add to that as well, but there's always going to be at least these 50. So I encourage you to act now. It may not be available much past the summer. It may last until Christmas. I just don't know. But to be sure that you get these great wines at these great prices, act soon. For more information on the futures, please visit winegourmet.biz or call us at 540-400-8466. That's 400 Vino. That's it. I hope that you learn a little bit more about en primeur and futures for wine. Please remember this was The Skinny at Wine Gourmet, and we'll see you here soon.